Welcome to Code Walkthrough, where coding has been made easy. So in this video, we are going to see what are the different built-in data types in Python. So why built-in data types are very important? Because whenever we do any program, it is must and necessary for us to choose an appropriate data type. For example, if you are going to handle some strings, we should not choose an integer data type. If you are going to handle some packets or that handles with bytes, we need to choose an appropriate data type. It will easier for us to manipulations and efficiency, time efficiency, how complex it is. All these factors we need to keep in mind when we need to choose a data type. So keeping all these in mind, let us walk through of the what are the different data types that's available in Python, and for what purposes and what is the difference between each data type. So before telling in detail of the different data types, I need to tell a very important concept. In C or C++, we have a concept called constant. We can declare a variable as a constant, and so which means that variable value cannot be changed throughout the lifetime of that program. So once during declaration itself, we have to define that variable. We have to so when a value has been given, that value cannot be modified at any point in the program. So but that constant type of variable is not present in our Python programming. So in order to support that, there are some different types of Python data type for serving that purpose. So for example, let's take our numeric data types. So numeric data types that available types is being the integer and float and decimal. So how this numeric data types are differentiated and in our Python will say in a few minutes. And text type being the string, and sequence types being for example, I have a list of numbers or list of alphabets or names which you are going to give when we need to handle the sequence types of data. During that time, we go into this data type. It has different like lists, the tuple, range, and we have a mapping data type, which is basically a dictionary, and set types basically a set or a frozen set, binary types being the bytes or byte array, and memory view. So let's we'll go into our how we work with the integer or float or decimal data type. So first we start with the numeric data types. So for example, any number, I take a number, say a1, which is equal to 5. I'm going to give. So this 5, I'm not just a number I'm giving, I'm not giving any decimal value. So in Python, so we'll never declare a variable type. Whenever we define a variable, we'll tell, okay, based on the value, it can able to find what type it is. If we want to specifically define type of variable, we can use a concept of casting, which I'll tell. So type A1, I'm going to give, sorry, A1. So it tells its type is int. Now I'm going to give A2, the same 5 I'm going to give, but I'm going to give a decimal value, 5.0, same value as A1. But now when you find the value of the A2, it will tell it is a float. Now again I'm going to give A3 is equal to 5 plus 0j. Now I'm going to give what is the type of A3. So this is complex. Complex number is nothing but in a mathematical notation, whenever the square root of -1 comes, we define it as an imaginary number. We use the term I. In Python, we use the term J. So these are the three different types of integer data types. A1 it is an int, only value is being given. If it be decimal, dot decimal notation, or we are going to use, it will take it as a float. And when we define an imaginary number, j term, we are going to use the number which will be represented as a complex number. So now I have to convert one from one number system to another number system. Like we can do this. So A4 is equal to, I'm going to give, okay, float of 5. This is how I'm going to give. So A4, when we type, see 5, and what is the type of A4? It is going to be float. Now I'm going to give A5 is equal to complex of 5. So now when we go and check A5, its value will be complex. So even though we have given only without any dot decimal, we have given only the integer number. So basically without specifying anything, its type would be of class n. But since we have told the Python that no, I need a complex number, it has converted into a complex number. So this is the first part of what are the different types. So numeric types, integer, float and decimal, which we covered. Next is the string. So how string can be represented in C or C++? See, we have a concept of character array. A character string, we call it as a character array, and for single character we call it as only one ASCII code I have, we call it as a character. But in Python we don't have a concept of character. Even though it's going to be only a single ASCII code, still it's a string. So there is no concept of character in Python. So now what I'm going to do, for example, yes, when my string is going to be, I'm going to tell double quotes as coding. So now I'm going to tell, okay, type of S1, it's going to be a string. Now I'm going to S2 is equal to single quotes, I'm going to give the same coding, and type of S2 it's going to be still a string. So S1 is S2. So you can see both going to be, even though I'm going to give a double quotes or single quote, doesn't matter, it's going to be taken as a string, and for that string you will have this coding, the same string is getting displayed and it's a class string. So that's how we can for example, now I'm going to tell S3 is equal to string of 5, a number I'm going to give, okay, sorry, S3 is equal to str, we have to give str of 5. Okay, now I'm going to print S3, that number 5 will be converted into a string. So that's casting also we can do with respect to a number, numerical value, it will get converted into a string. So this is all about string. In order to, for us to go in detail of how, what are the different data types, we can use the help commands. So here it will be given more in detail of what are this help strings. So so this is a class, a new string object will be created, and what are the commands or methods we have: find, format, expand tabs. So index is alphanumeric or not, it is ASCII or is decimal, like the different supported methods are available for this class string. So which I'll be anyway explaining in detail in my upcoming videos. So let's move on to the next data type, so which is nothing but the sequence types, that is list or tuple. So for example, what is a list? So list will specify with the square brackets, it is a mutable. So mutable means once list is being created, it is easier for us to modify the existing list. For example, 1 2 3 4 is there, I'm going to add 5, yes, it is possible. And order means in whichever order we are creating, that order will be maintained. For example, I'm going to create 1 2 3 4, and that order, when we print also, the same order will be coming up. So list, whether it will allow duplicate members, yes, the list will allow us to create a duplicate members. And then tuple also the same thing, right? It comes under the sequence types. And what is difference means, I already said in C we have a concept called const, but in Python we don't have the concept of constant. So this tuple is actually immutable. Immutable in the sense, once we have already created the list, that the tuple with open and close braces 1 2 3 4, then once again it is not possible to modify the value within the tuple once it's already been created. So that is the difference between list and tuple. So list, it is mutable, that it can be changed, where in the case of tuple it is immutable, it cannot be changed. So let's see how to create a list and tuple in our Python interpreter. So now I'm going to give L1 is equal to, I'm going to give tab access 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, then I'm going to give type of L1, it is going to be a list. Okay, now it's been created, it's going to be a list. So next L1 dot instead of this, what we have a concept called index, insert, pop, remove, which is clearly source. Okay, it's possible for me to modify the individual pop or remove, means it is going to pop one of my index -1 by default, so I'm going to give pop. Next L1, that is 4 has been removed, L1 I'm giving, so 1 2 3. Okay, so which means once created it is possible for us to modify the element within the list. Now I'm going to create one more list, but it is a tuple, so I'm going to give, okay, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 I'm going to give. So I'm going to print L2, it's fine. Then what are the available options that has been present? See, there is no options present, only count and index has been present. It's not possible for me to modify the sequence once the tuple given. So if you are not going to give any value, then it by default is going to create a empty sequence. That's it. So this is all about the list and tuples. Next, move to the next type. So it is going to be a set. So we have three different types, like set, frozen set, and dictionary. So it is basically a set type. So mapping type and set type together, it comes under set. So set, it is basically an immutable. Immutable means once so immutable and unordered and does not allow a duplicate members. So this is of the list. And frozen sets, we can freeze a list and will never make it unchangeable. We'll never make it. Why it is given as mutable means because, and why it is unordered, I'll explain in detail in few minutes. So this, we have to give this flower brackets, and froze it means just froze the sets. It's not possible to have more options similar to our tuple and list. That is the relationship between the two. They basically use the hashing algorithm. So for example, you're going to insert in order 1 2 3 4, you will expect the same order to get printed, but it is not. So based on the hashing algorithm that has been followed, so based on the algorithm, the numbers would be stored in a different order than what we actually entered. So that's why it's called as an unordered. So next, dictionary. For example, I have a name against my telephone number. So that part of key value pairs, we call it as a dictionary. So this is how we represent the dictionary format. So now let me go in detail about the set. So set, we basically use the flower branches. So let me S1, set 1 is equal to, I'm going to set the flower branches 1 comma 2 comma 9 comma 3 comma 2, and we'll check whether it allows the duplicate members. So now I'm going to print the S1. See, 2 I have entered twice, but it is not in that order, and also 9 and 3 I have given, but 3 and 9 it's got swapped. So this is how the set been used. So frozen set, how we'll create. So frozen set, let me, so S2 is equal to frozen set of S1. So now I've created, so now I'm going to S2. This is how the frozen set. Okay, S1, what are operations we allow? Let's see. So we have intersection, discard, is subset, copy we can make, and even pop or remove is there, which we can do. so we can do some operation with S1. So but in S2, right, this is a frozen set where it is very limited. So see, there is no pop or remove option, nothing is being present. It is an immutable type of the set operation. So this is all about set and frozen. Now I'll start with the dictionary. So dictionary, so dict1 is equal to, I'm going to tell, okay, so a b, it is going to be 1 comma c d, it's going to be 2. So like this I'm going to tell. So dict1 I'm going to print. So this is how. So there are so many other options available in dictionary, but I'll be covering it in detail in my upcoming videos. So now we'll just see what is the type of dict1 dictionary. So I'm going to tell, okay, what is the available options that is present for dictionary and what is the significance. Quickly we can go through the help commands. So this is how, so dictionary mapping iterable and how we init it and how we are go to the items, keys and all, how we can give the value of the key and we can do a pop operation. And pop item we can give the index, what are the values that is present, we can print, for example, dict1 dot values. So only the values got printed, but actual dict1. So what are the keys, like that. There are so many operations I'll be explaining detail in my upcoming videos. So next, get started. Next we have the bytes and byte array and what is a memory view. So bytes nothing but when we are going to deal with the single bytes, for example packet data transfer or something that involves more in with bytes manipulation, then we go with this bytes built in data types, and then we have the byte array. The difference being that bytes, it's not possible to modify as already said, but in case of byte array it is mutable counterpart of bytes. Thus yes, it is possible to modify the value of the present in the byte array once it is being created. So memory view is basically we use to access the internal data of the objects, suppose the buffer protocol, without copying. That is when we need, we need to have a faster efficiency view. It need not need to copy and then once again copy. We can directly go and manipulate the memory and we can work on bytes. That is basically memory view, which is basically used for time efficiency. So more detail, like first let's see how we create the bytes. Okay, so b1 is equal to b single, okay, slash x 1 slash x, I'm going to give a. Since in hexadecimal we can give value from 0 to 9 and a to f. Okay, next I'm going to tell type of b1 what it is, it's bytes, and b1 dots, what are the functions that is available right now for bytes is you can never see an insert or pop operation. So okay, now I don't want an immutable, I want a mutable which is possible for me to modify. So byte array of b1 I'm going to give. So type of b2 is basically byte array. Now I'm going to see what are operations that has been present. So b2, okay, extend, so these are up and is available. So okay, which means now I'm going to add, I can clear, I can count the code. So these are the operations, which means it is not, it's a mutable copy of the bytes. And now memory view I'm going to give. What, how memory view I'm going to give? Okay, next m1 is equal to memory view of b1 I'm going to give. So type of m1 is going to be memory view. So m1 dot hex, I'm going to print the value 01a, you can see. So b1 value 01a, that I got. So what is actual value of b1? Okay, now M1, it is the memory. So this exact value is being stored at this location. So in this location, that 01AA it's been present B1. So from there it's getting printed. So in order to avoid the extra copy, this memory view is basically used for time efficiency. When we don't want a copy, we want to work on our bytes much faster. During that time, we go ahead with this memory view. So this is all about our different built-in data types in Python. But anyway, in our upcoming videos, I'll be covering in much more detail about each individual data type. So thanks for watching this video. Thank you.